My wife keeps waking up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom. I wake up, still half asleep. I can hear the toilet running. The flush must have woken me. I reach over to my wife's side of the bed and feel that it's empty, but it's still warm from her body heat. I hear the bathroom door swing open and the hard floorboards begin to creak as she makes her way back to the bed. As she climbs under the covers, I wrap my arm around her, feeling her stomach. "Baby still putting pressure on your bladder?" I mumble.
Mm-hmm.
She sighs in confirmation.
I can usually hold it, but these last few nights have been rough.
The sound of water refilling the toilet tank stops abruptly. The house is quiet again. I grunt before turning back over and drifting off to sleep. I wake up again, half asleep. I can hear the toilet running. The flush must have woken me. I reach over to my wife's side of the bed and I feel her warm body. She jumps slightly at my touch and her breathing becomes rapid as she flips over to face me. I pull my hand back and open my bleary eyes confused. She looks at me with extreme concern.
I thought it was you in the bathroom.
She hisses at me as loudly as she dares. My heart begins to pound in my chest as I lift myself up onto one elbow. I hear the bathroom door swing open and the hardwood floorboards begin to creak as someone makes their way back to bed. "Do you actually believe in ghosts?" I made a dismissive noise as if I wasn't afraid. Obviously I was. There was just two of us alone in that old abandoned house in the middle of the night. Of course I don't.
Then get a move on and set up the fucking board, pussy.
Tyler said coolly over his shoulder, individually placing and lighting small black candles around the bare and dusty bedroom.
It's almost witching hour.
I'm doing it for fuck's sake. I unzipped my backpack and I took out the spirit board before laying it flat in front of me, surrounding it with white candles and placing the glass on top. We know it's bullshit anyways. Who cares if we're a minute late? Are you gonna be all sulky when Elvis doesn't show up and sing you a song?
It's Halloween, Dick Bird. All Hallows Eve. If it was ever gonna work, it'd be tonight.
With the room flickering in the dim light, we took our places facing each other on opposite ends of the board, placing our left hands on the glass. The air tasted stale in there. Literally, I could taste the decay on my tongue. My biggest concern at that point was inhaling mold spores or catching my skin on a rusty nail and getting tetanus, or being devoured alive by one of the many giant spiders that had made their nests in the darkest corners, which I cringed to look at. Sensing my impatient urgency, Tyler told me just to close my eyes and clear my mind, which I did reluctantly. Anything to get this crazy shit show wrapped up so we can get back to Mike's party on the other side of town. I felt pretty damn stupid trespassing in that hellhole dressed as a pirate, minus the eye patch. Tyler, on the other hand, was much more appropriately costumed with a spooky black hooded robe and plastic gold pinnacle medallion, of which I hadn't stopped laughing at since I first saw him that evening. Why I ever let Tyler talk me into bailing and going there of all places, I'll never know. Morbid curiosity, perhaps? Maybe I just couldn't stand another minute of that dickhead Blake with a shitty fucking attitude, all drunk and ready to fight over nothing. I hoped he'd be gone or passed out by the time we made it back. Then I might actually have a chance to make some progress with Becca. She'd been particularly distant at Mike's, upset by all the drama. We sat in uncomfortable silence for a while. I honestly can't say how long before Tyler felt it appropriate to speak. He let his voice flare as if he were the lead performer in some silly magic show.
Spirits! We seek your presence! We seek your knowledge! Please come towards us!
Another indeterminate moment of silence passed. Not even the wind whistling outside interjected, and Tyler tried his hand at conjurer once more with the same over-the-top dramatic inflection.
Spirits! Make yourself known, we seek your company! Can you let us know if you're here with us?
Still nothing. Tyler glanced around in frustration and I went to stand, done with the whole thing. This is fucking stupid, Tyler. Let's go.
Don't take your hand off the glass!
The look on Tyler's face as we locked eyes was half of surprised amazement and the other was reserved dread. He gripped the back of my palm tighter, pressing it on the glass. I could feel it. "The fuck are you talking about?" I began before being cut off by something unseen. I felt it too. Like the air grew thicker, switching in an instant from the expected dry staleness of a dead home to a macabre miasmic order of something else. Something else entirely, like a burning garbage fire, death. "Tyler, what the fuck?" "Shh!" Tyler hushed me, drawing his free hand to his lips before motioning around the room with it.
Listen.
Then, as soon as he said it, I could hear it, a soft tapping, slowly traveling from one end of the ceiling to the other, right above us, steadily with clear intent. It continued its slow circuit of laps of what I assumed was the attic, tracing us between Tyler and I, choosing.
What is your name, Spirit?
The glass shuddered beneath our palms, and Tyler had to remind me to keep my grip loose, which wasn't easy. I could see that he was opening his mouth, likely to ask the question again, but before he could speak, the glass began slowly traveling letter by letter across the spirit board, crawling like a bug. I barely had my hand on it, stifling the urge to run or to look away. I concentrated on the letters, scrawling them down as my fingers shook until the name was entirely spelled out. Christiane. Holy shit, we need to get the fuck out of here, Tyler. This isn't funny anymore. Come on. Tyler shushed me again. Regaining his composure, he applied more desperate pressure onto my hand, urging me to stay. I could tell he was trying to recall the other questions he prepared beforehand, but it was obvious that he was about as terrified and astonished as I was. In a voice quivering through his intended confident tone, Tyler continued, now well beyond the flippancy of his initial theatrics. He spoke attentively.
Christine?
The glass trembled, and it was all I could do but convince myself that it wasn't real, that none of it was. It couldn't be. A soft whimper escaped my lips, my eyes closing tightly in fear.
Can you make yourself known to us?
The silence was entirely deafening, as if I couldn't even hear our twin shallow breathing anymore. Then after an eternity, I found the courage to open my eyes. There in the far corner I saw what could only be described as a corpse, hunched up with its mangled, bloody, and bruised legs contorted around itself and its broken purple pale arms twisted around the back of its head. The dead-eyed monster was staring me down, gawking with bulging white marbles between its thick strands of sticky brown hair. Its wide-open mouth was a gaping black hole, an abyss. Without a thought, I grabbed Tyler by the arms and pulled him through an open doorway, sending the glass tumbling in our wake as we rushed back down the creaking staircase and into the shitty red Corolla parked on the sidewalk. I didn't look back, but I couldn't stop screaming. As Tyler sped us away from the house, I found my ability to breathe lacking, let alone be able to find words to describe what was right there lurking just feet behind them. As Tyler sped us away from the house, I found my ability to breathe lacking, let alone able to find the words to describe what was there lurking just feet behind him through my shock. I'm not ashamed to say that I started crying right there in the passenger seat, weeping like an inconsolable lost child. Tyler was in the middle of calling me a slew of degrading names when suddenly the radio turned on inexplicably through no action of our own. Static made it impossible to decipher what was playing, but it was something slow and soothing, soft jazz, oldies. We simply stared into each other's stunned faces, frozen until Tyler turned his attention back to the road and launched onto a screaming fit of his own. There it was in the middle of the dark country lane, all contorted and bent in every unnatural imaginable way. The car screeched as Tyler frantically jerked the wheel, and we went straight through the wooden barrier over a ditch before coming to a smoking wreck stop amongst some trees, rolling several times in the chaos. We were upside down when I woke up. Tyler didn't. His face, I'll never forget it, all wet and red, utterly crushed. Dragging myself through the shrouded windscreen, cutting my forearms as I shimmied through the opening. I cried out for help, but none came, and I felt myself slipping away. The dark of the woods grew increasingly opaque, like a heavy film covered my droopy eyes, and I began to fall backwards into an onyx chasm of calm nothingness. The fluorescent hospital lights stung at first, but as my vision began to adjust, I took solace in the fact that the ordeal was over. I was scrambled internally, trying to piece together what had happened to me. Then I saw it, crumpled up in the corner, staring my way without eyes, right through me. It was Tyler. His necrotic pulp of a face leaked thick black sludge onto the blinding white hospital tiles beneath, blacker than tar, black like the abyss.